Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ignorant millennials. How you guys doing? I'm Kat. I'm not alone today. I have a very smart, beautiful, classy, as you can see by the dress here, guest. I'll allow her to introduce herself. But today we're talking about a very sensitive topic. We might try to keep it not very depressing and add a bit of humor in there. I hear that you have quite a sense of humor, so.
I mean, I try.
You try?
I try.
All right. Maybe it's these rumors. Hey, better stop reading Shwashi and everything else.
Yeah.
All right. So people are hearing you, now they're seeing you on the screen. They're like, who is this person? I need to go log into Instagram right now. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Kamo Semenya.
All right.
Yeah.
And what does Kamo Semenya do? And what are your interests? Tell me something interesting about yourself.
God, something interesting. I watch ASMR videos to put me to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird, but it helps.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Because I have like a really bad anxiety.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
ASMR, it works.
I have no idea what that is, but our viewers probably do. What is it?
You don't know what ASMR is?
No, what is it?
Oh my God, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you.
Okay.
It's very
I know something that I do know,
weirdish.
right?
Yeah.
To just introduce you to our guest there. Tell me, if you have a crush out there, right?
Oh God.
How do you slide into the DMs? What is the thing? What is the thing that you say to sell yourself to them, or even if not DMs, at a party, whatever? What is your selling point?
I don't know. I've only shot my shot one time, and it worked.
Well, how did you shoot this shot? Was it a kiss or you just?
No, so this is actually how my crush and I.
Yes.
He lives in New York.
Yes.
And he was leaving the following morning.
Yes.
So I texted him and I was
Yes.
like, "Do you need help packing?"
Yes.
And he was like, "Yeah." And then I went to go help him pack.
Oh, okay. So you guys did not know each other.
No, we did. You know, we had met a couple of times before. But then I was like, oh, this dude is leaving tomorrow. No moves have been made.
Okay, I think let me reverse it
I
a
have to
bit.
shoot my shot.
How would you prefer a guy to shoot the shot at you? I think that tells us something about your preference and what you like. Yeah, fellas, I hope you're listening.
Firstly, I don't know. You have to be very creative with your DM. Don't send me like the typical, "Oh, you're pretty. Can I take you out for?"
Yeah.
I get those a lot.
Oh, okay.
And it's boring. But I don't know. You have to establish some kind of online relationship. You know?
Okay, hey, can we
like
go?
pictures. Start conversating with me in my picture, like in the comments.
Oh,
Don't be
okay.
a creep and just like, you know those guys who
Yeah.
send you the picture in your DMs
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, you look so hot."
Yeah.
That's gross.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay, so after that, what if I say, hey man, how about an ice cream date there?
I mean, yeah, I can do ice cream.
Or if I see you on your story somewhere, and can I be the one to take you lunch?
No.
No. All right.
weird.
Let's go straight into it. Today's
And also,
topic.
don't ask me to come to your house for a first date. That's strange.
Oh,
I
okay.
will never,
Okay.
ever.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Not in this day and age that we live.
All right. Interesting. So let's go straight into it. Today's topic,
Okay.
we're talking mental health, and we're talking about, typically most people, we go through some sort of mental breakdown or a depression and so forth. So what is mental health? Because we keep on hearing it. Like, I'll be honest, like since 2015, I've been hearing a lot about it. Before that, it was like, because a lot of people
Only
like,
2015.
no, like, like now it's more prevalent.
Yeah.
Like you hear of like there's more people, they say they diagnosed with bipolar or something else. It seems like, and also it's been commercialized now. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a mental
Like
health
now
issue.
it's people actually paying attention to
yes. And artists, I mean, people are making money from it by saying they had some sort of issue. So what is mental health?
And that's so sickening. But anyways, mental health is basically a disorder that affects the way that you behave or the way that you think. So it's a constant battle with your mind,
Oh,
pretty much.
okay.
You're just constantly fighting your own mind.
So everybody goes through it.
I would say yes.
Yes.
But It depends.
All right.
I think we all, to a certain
Yes.
extent, suffer from a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
We all have it, you know, and that's a mental thing.
Okay. So what are then like the common mental health diseases or disorders that a person generally experience, or that are prevalent in
I
society?
think the most common ones, the ones that we hear of, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, those kind of things.
Oh.
Like that's more common.
Okay. So what is the help that I can get if I'm typically experiencing that?
Well, first you go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
But those are not cheap, hey?
They're not. That's the unfortunate part, is that they're not cheap, and we don't have. I'm not sure of any free services that we have in South Africa, but you would typically go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or a GP. But a GP that's more if you just have anxiety, because then they can just give you like some generic medication that'll help. But in the long run, if the anxiety gets worse, you're gonna have to see a psychiatrist, because they specialize in mental health problems, you know. So it's not cheap, but that's really it.
So you in the psychology field yourself? Yeah, no problem.
In universities actually, and schools, they have free counseling. So students can go to their free counseling on campus, and it works the same way. Okay. So as I was saying, you in the psychology industry or field yourself currently. So I think a big question most of us generally have, you know, is that, do these people, I'm sure you have to be crazy to help people who are crazy, so to say. Or you yourself has to have experienced some sort of, maybe even without removing the negative connotation to it, you have to have experienced some sort of mental issue in order to help resolve, you know, you get what I'm saying? Or otherwise you're just basically remembering something you studied and saying, oh no. No, I definitely have. In 2016, I actually suffered with anxiety from a very young age.
Okay.
So since I was in grade 9.
All right.
But it got worse and worse over the years. But in 2016, this was after my dad passed away, I was diagnosed with bipolar depression and anxiety. So I was in a psychiatric hospital. And I think for about 2 weeks. Yeah, and then I had psychology sessions every week. And I was on medication for about 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. So take me through. You said you were diagnosed with bipolar. So what is it? Because most people.
Bipolar depression.
Bipolar depression. Yes. What's the difference then? Educate us there.
Bipolar and bipolar depression are two different things.
Okay.
So bipolar depression means I was depressed, but it was more with my mood swings.
Okay.
So if I was sad, I was really, really sad, and I couldn't get myself out of it. So you know when you're just like going through some sadness, and you're like, oh, I'm in a funk, and then you go have some ice cream to make yourself feel better. I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Like, I would be stuck in it, and I just didn't do anything. I'd stay home, sleep the whole day.
Sure.
I'd be sad, have panic attacks all the time.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure. What music were you listening to? Because generally, you know, people could say that also contributes to your mood as well.
I listen to all type of music.
At that state that you were going through?
I can't really remember. I would try to listen to like some upbeat music to help, but it didn't really do anything. But I'd listen to more your soul kind of music. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I'm always drawn to.
Okay. So then how did you overcome or get through that darkest period then, if things are better right now? Are things better right now?
Yeah, but I don't think I would say I've fully overcome it, because I still battle with anxiety. The depression part, not so much. But with the help of my psychiatrist and my psychologist, the medication, you know, doing the work. If they tell you to do something, you have to do it so that it works. Otherwise, there's no point.
Okay.
But yeah, I did all of that, and I also found that gym helped me. quite a lot.
So exercise does work,
Yeah.
surely. So, I mean, I'm sure like with that, when you're going through that state and everything else, were you on social media during?
Yeah.
So people right now, there's obviously through your Instagrams
Yeah.
and so forth, we have a depression as a result of social media. Does that thing really exist? And is it a new thing as well?
I think it does if it's directed at you.
Okay.
So, say for example, bullying. If you're bullied on social media,
Yes.
obviously that
Yes.
could lead to
Yes.
some kind of mental
Yes.
disorder. But also, if you are going through some mental
Yes.
health problems,
Yes.
and you, say for example, you have a body disorder.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you have issues with your body,
Yes.
bulimia or
Yes.
whatever. And you go on social
Yes.
media and you look at Kim Kardashian
Yes.
and all of those people,
Yes.
the way that the typical perfect body is
Yes.
described,
Yes.
if you suffer with body
Yes.
disorders, that could affect you because you're constantly looking at that and trying
Yes.
to perfect yourself, and it doesn't help.
Okay.
So you just kind of have to find what triggers you and stay away from it or work your way through it.
Okay. So what is your, without sounding insensitive or anything, what is your perspective when people say, oh man, people right now, they just become soft and cry babies or whatever? Because typically, it's not like you've been bullied at school or in a
Yeah.
playground or at work, because people still get bullied in those environments. I mean, it's just people on social media, people you're
Yeah.
never going to meet and so forth. What is your stance on that? Do you think people are being insensitive? Or?
I think people are being insensitive. I mean, not everyone deals with things the same way. We all have our own way of dealing with things,
Yeah.
and we all get affected by things
Yeah.
differently. So if something's not a big deal to you, does not mean it's not a big deal to someone
Yeah.
else. And you just have to respect the fact
Yeah.
that they're going through something and this has affected them in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's that.
So-
your opinion really does not matter unless you ask for it.
Okay. So I've checked out your page before and so forth. So it seems like you travel a lot and so forth. I'm sure in it you get as well, you get guys and girls. So you know we live in a joyless society and
Yeah.
everything else. They'll be like, how's Kamo traveling, whatever. They'll be like, then maybe in your comments or in your DMs,
Oh
yeah,
my
they'll be
gosh.
like, wait, you're a slave queen or some guy's paying for
Yeah.
this trip and so. How do you deal with such negativity, and what's your advice to somebody dealing with it? Because that can be kind of a mental issue.
I really just laugh about it.
You laugh about
I've
it.
gotten to a point where I really could not care less for
Yes.
anyone's opinion.
Yes.
Like, people's opinions don't
Don't
matter
matter, yes.
for me. It is what it is. Whether you do good or bad, people are always going to have something to say.
Yeah.
So you cannot be fixated on what people are saying about you all the time.
Yeah.
So
So,
when it happens with me, I just literally just laugh it off.
okay. So do you have a younger sister?
I don't.
So-
I have younger brothers.
Younger brothers. So, because what I'm thinking is like, say, I hear you laugh it off, but like right now, if you
Yeah.
had a younger sister or a niece or whatever, right, 16 years old, you know, they're in that stage where even in high school, there's a
Yeah.
bit of insecurities and
Yeah.
obviously puberty and everything, just or whatever, and they're on social media or right now, 16 years old and whatever. What is your advice for them to deal with this? Bullying and everything else, because that is they experience it. I mean, they experience double fold.
Yeah.
Is at school,
And
then
on
as well on
social media.
social
Yeah.
media. With us generally as adults, it's somebody who tells you something on social media in real life. Oh, they're very apologetic
Yeah.
and carry on as if nothing
So
happened.
fake.
Yeah.
They definitely have to speak
Yes.
to someone. You can't just deal with it on your own.
Yes.
Because they're still young.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
literally no idea. So
Yes.
go to someone that you trust
Yes.
and tell them what is going on, and then
Yes.
that way you can get help. It doesn't have to be your parent. It
Yes.
could be a teacher at school
Cool,
or
yeah.
your sister or a cousin or whatever. Just go to someone that you trust and let them know what's going on so that you can get help, because it has long-lasting effects.
Yes.
If you don't nip it in the bud
Yes.
in its early stages, it could really affect you
Yes.
very badly going forward.
Okay. I hear you with that. It's just that I just don't want to maybe delve too much in it, because
Yeah.
as a young, when you're going through things and whatever, you don't want to. The people you probably trust are your folks or
Yeah.
somebody like that, but you don't want to, because already at home maybe. Being a black child, you experiencing any other problems, maybe financially at home.
Yeah.
You want to go there and like, it's school. This is.
Yeah.
They'll probably, it's either you're afraid that they will tell you, like, seriously,
Yeah.
go and whatever
That's
and,
the unfortunate
and so
part, 'cause
forth.
also we can't we need to understand that our parents also don't know much
Yes.
about mental illness. They
Yes.
weren't raised that
Yes.
way, you know.
Yeah.
So they have to be educated as well. But the unfortunate part is you have to speak to someone.
Okay.
You can't deal with it on your own. You can't go to your friends.
Yes.
You guys are peers. You guys don't know anything.
Yeah.
You need someone
Yeah.
who can actually give you sound advice on how
Yeah.
to deal with whatever it is that is going on.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You have to, as much as they don't want to, I
Yeah.
know I've been a teenager before
Yeah.
and I didn't want to speak to my parents about
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it doesn't always have to be a parent.
Okay.
It could be a friend or whatever. You can reach out to me on social media.
Oh, I see. Now that's very beautiful. I think people.
You can hit me up
yes.
and let me know that something's going on, and
Yeah.
I can do whatever I can.
Yeah, because people generally tend to confide more with
Yeah.
the stranger,
With
so
strangers, with people that they feel like they can
Yes.
identify with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
So find someone that you can confide in. My
Okay.
DMs are open.
Okay. So generally, we hear people talk about psychologists and psychiatrists. What is the difference? Who do I go to for what and so forth?
A psychologist you go to speak to. You have
Okay.
an hour session.
Yeah.
And you basically just
Yeah.
delve deep into
Yeah.
what is actually
Yeah.
really bothering you. And a
Okay.
psychiatrist you go to if you have more severe cases of mental illness, because they can write scripts for medication.
Okay.
That's the difference between
Okay.
psychiatrists prescribes medication, psychologists can't. You just sit and speak.
Oh, okay. So debunk this for me, because I'm black and we both black and we know a lot of black. It's not even black, in fact. It's also gender specific, males as well, and so forth. So if from what you just described is a psychologist, I'm paying somebody to be my best friend.
No.
So
Because a psychologist also has to, when we study psychology,
Yes.
you study different body languages and all of
Yes.
that stuff. So mental things we take note of in just your body
Yes.
language. So having a psychologist is beneficial because you get different life tools
Yes.
that you can you get different tools
Yes.
that can help you through life, as opposed to you and me sitting down and
Yes.
having a conversation about how, oh, life is tough,
Yes.
and all of that stuff.
Yes.
It's different because
Okay.
the tools that you get
Yes.
from a psychologist
Yes.
you can't get from
From
just having
anybody
a basic
else.
conversation
Okay.
with a friend.
Okay. All right. So then are there free clinics, since we're talking about psychologists? Is there any place where somebody can get free help?
I don't know of a lot of free clinics. I mean, apart from counseling at school and universities, I'm not too sure of any.
Okay. Then then what would
free.
that are free? So then what would be the difference then, or between then, when you include a social worker for kids? Because also that's also blurry. Like, when you're younger, you need a social worker. Like if maybe you've been beat up at home, they're like, you need a social worker. Does the social worker also provide psychological help? What's happening?
I think a social worker is more along life coach
Life coach. Okay.
vibes.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
someone to speak to.
Yes.
You get advice
Yes.
and all of that stuff.
Yes.
But I don't think they are along the same lines as
of-
psychologists.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's very interesting and enlightening, because I always the differences are very vague to most of us. So psychologists, psychiatrist, and social worker, and so forth. So that's very, very interesting. I think it's a lot that we've taken from this episode. I just want to wrap it up there, Kamo. You are in the psychology field, as I previously mentioned before, right? Right now, if you were in power, if you were a president, or if you were a billionaire, and so forth, what would you do towards mental health that you think would have an impact?
Free counseling for everyone, literally.
Free counseling.
I would have, because it's expensive. It's crazy expensive to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist.
How much is it typically, a session?
My session with my psychologist was $9.50 for an hour.
Oh my word! Shoo.
Yeah, $9.50. So it was $9.50 every week.
Shoo. Nah, that's a lot. That's very expensive.
Because it's not even just that. It's $9.50 for the psychology sessions. Then there's the psychiatrist, and then there's the medication as well.
Yeah.
So it's pricey.
Shoo.
It's very pricey. So I think if I had power, I would definitely give free counseling
Okay.
for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nah, thank you very much. I don't know if there's anything from your side you'd like to say to wrap it up. Okay, I'll say it. She did say those DMs are open, and Jens is not for you actually. It's more specifically, no, it's not to slide in and shoot your shot. It's for help, because in as much as we might have been a little bit light about the topic, it's actually a very serious topic, and people go through it, and we definitely all need somebody who can just hear us out. Sometimes they don't even need to offer you some advice, but just to know, to get it off your chest and so forth. And our sister here, Kamo, has opened up her DMs to that, and we thank her very much and for joining us and educating us on this. And don't forget to also follow her as well. We'll have a handle down there, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.
Do all of those things. Turn on post notifications.
Yeah. You see. Thank you very much. Thank you.